and welcome to Your Coaching Journey, a podcast for doctors about coaching. Whether you're a coaching doctor, a doctor who is learning to coach, or a doctor who'd like to build coaching into your professional life, then this is the podcast for you.
Hi, I'm Helen Leathers, and with me today is my co-host and business partner, Tom Dillon. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good morning, Helen. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. What do we talk about today, Helen?
We're going to be talking about a phrase that I often see on social media posts of other coaches, which is, every coach needs a coach. So I thought I would pose it as a discussion point for our podcast.
Very good. So do you have a coach?
I do currently have a health coach I'm working with. What about you?
So in one specific area of your life?
Yes.
I don't have a coach. So I work with someone who is a coach. He's my supervisor, but our sessions are very coachy. Sometimes, I tend to use it. I have an hour and a half with him every couple of months, and I do tend to use it as a coaching session.
But it's a supervision session, really.
It is a supervision session, but we have pretty broad remit for what we talk about. So, yeah. He's quite accepting of the fact I'll just go off at tangents and talk about life.
But we often will have the opportunity to have coaching because we
Yes. I guess that's the other side of it, that on our course, if someone is absent for any reason, we will step in and be the third part of a trio. So we'll be coached. So yesterday I was being coached by someone on the course, which is lovely.
Yeah.
I had a lovely 20 minutes. He couldn't get a word in edgeways. I just chatted for 20 minutes about life. So yeah, these are people doing their training, but we're teaching them well. They can hold that space and allow me to think. So I do get some coaching in that sense.
Yeah, so we have that opportunity available to us.
And I do really welcome it. I say it's not always there because if the numbers work, we're not really required. But I do quite like it when someone isn't there and I can go, I can join in.
So when we start on our coaching journey, like our delegates, we get to have that practice coaching, and therefore having that practice coaching means we're being coached on a regular basis. Lots of coaching going on for everyone through the course. But what happens then once you're qualified? So is it really essential to continue to have coaching, or is it a marketing cliche, perhaps to encourage followers to want to have some coaching with them?
I think it's probably the latter. I think there are times in life when you need a coach. Other times you're jogging along quite nicely and don't perhaps feel that you need to. And I suppose if you think about conventional coaching, the idea of coaching is it is a short-term intervention to address something that's going on for someone. And then when it's resolved, that the coaching is over and we move on. I've changed my view a little bit on that in terms of the way that I coach. I have much longer relationships with people that go on for years because people welcome that coaching space. It's a bit like me saying, well, I just get the chance to sit and think, and they don't say a lot. So I do have coachees that welcome that. But traditionally, it's a short-term intervention. So the idea of a coach always having a coach is perhaps not required.
It's not essential.
It's probably good.
Yeah, I mean, we know how powerful a space it is for us to think things through, to work towards a plan, perhaps. So recognising that and utilising that, useful. Yeah,
I was thinking the other day, I saw someone posting about their business coach, and they've got a business coach they've had for 3 or 4 years. We don't have a business coach.
No.
And I was thinking, maybe we ought to engage with a business coach. Think about our business a little bit. We were always thinking about our business, but we don't really have any outside. We're a little bit of an echo chamber here. We talk to each other about our business, but we don't really have someone looking in from the outside going, maybe you could do this, or where do you want to go with it?
And I think maybe that's where the essential part might come in for some people, that if they are running a coaching business, they might feel they need to have a business coach, potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly if you're very inexperienced in running a business, then you probably would like to engage. With any of these things, some of it comes down to money, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you're not making a lot of money from coaching and you're then expected to spend money on marketing and on a business coach, suddenly the figures can look a bit tricky.
Yeah.
So, but is it essential? No, is the answer.
Yeah. I think there's something about dipping into it as you need it.
Yeah.
And I think that understanding and experiencing a client journey can be useful. But I had a quick chat with Gemini, which is Google's version of ChatGPT.
It's AI.
It's AI, yeah. And one of the things it suggested was this. When you regularly pay for, show up to and do the hard work of coaching, your empathy for your clients' struggles becomes authentic, not just academic.
Yeah, there is that how can you coach if you haven't been coached? Because you don't know what it's like to be on the receiving end of your coaching. So definitely think that's a valid point, that you need to be coached in order to experience what it's like for your clients.
Which hopefully will have happened on your coach training.
Yes.
You've had all that time to practice and observe and be part of that.
And I think a lot of the coaches or a lot of the students that come to our coaching program, when we say, what brought you to coaching? They go, oh, well, I've had some coaching. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd like to do that. So I definitely think it's some of the interest that people have in becoming coaches is because they've had some coaching themselves anyway. So they tend to know what it's like.
Yeah, so I think that's allows people to feel they have that integrity, that, they appreciate and understand how good coaching is. I also think that you mentioned this already, more important than having coaching is to have supervision as a coach.
Yes. I mean, having said that, I use my supervision as coaching. They are different things, aren't they? So the focus, obviously, for supervision is on what's going on in the coaching room and your development as a coach. I don't know. They don't need to be different. I've proved the point. Bob is my supervisor, but he's also my coach. We have coaching conversation. So the last time, well, the thing that springs to mind, I was talking about where I go from here, and it's sort of talking about life as being, the metaphor that I used was life is like an American football game. And I'm kind of entering the last quarter of that game and thinking about what I want to do with that. Because actually within the last quarter, a lot happens in an American football game. There's a lot of game to be played. It's not over. And I think a lot of people get to my time of life that just, fade away. And I don't want to fade away. So we had this kind of rich conversation about that as a metaphor and, what I want to do with the last quarter. So that's not necessarily me focusing on me and my coaching. That is much more of a life coaching aspect. So I do have that opportunity. And, anyone that is having supervision has that opportunity to talk to their supervisor and say, what are you happy for me to talk about? Yeah,
to have a discussion about what goes on in that space. And we talked in more detail about supervision in episode 70, which was quite a while ago now.
Yeah.
But typically you'd be talking about coaching practice, your skills, ethical dilemmas, anything that's bothering you about the coaching space in that supervision.
And I don't want to say that I don't need coaching, because I'm sure there are aspects of my life that I could be coached around. But I think one of the advantages that we have, and I've just talked about business coaching, one of the advantages that we have is that we don't work in organizations. And I think organizations come with a lot of friction. People like the social engagement. They get a lot from socially engaging, but there's also a lot of friction that comes with that as well. So people have stuff they want to talk about that's going on for them in their workplace, and the impact their work is having on them as individuals and having on their home life as well. So there is much more, I think, to talk about when you are part of an organization.
Yeah.
I don't want to make excuses for not having a regular coach, but
no, but
I have had coaching. I have engaged with coaching when I felt I needed some coaching.
Yeah, but like you say, when you're doing a lot more coaching, supervision might be the thing that you need rather than coaching. And we've obviously got that built into our diplomas. So our delegates come to us. They not only get coaching, but they also get supervision as well. So I think whilst every coach needs a coach, I think is probably a little bit of marketing. I think probably those people who are saying it are targeting coaches as their ideal client. Yeah. And so there might be a little bit of the leveraging FOMO a little bit there. Yeah. But as
fear of missing out.
Yes.
Anyone not familiar with the
yes.
street talk.
Street talk?
I'm sure people on the street say that. I walk past people that go FOMO. It's the thing. It's the thing. Yeah.
Okay. I think we might have finished.
Along with 6, 7. See, you don't know the street talk. You don't know what's going on. I'm down with the kids.
I do. I just think we've gone completely off tangent.
That's been lovely. Thank you. What are we doing next time, Helen?
Next time on the podcast, we are going to be talking about something that comes up occasionally, polyvagal theory.
Polyvagal theory. Oh, yeah, this is mine. I'm talking about polyvagal theory.
Yeah.
Good.
Look forward to that.
Yeah. Nothing to do with parrots.
No.
Nothing to do with parrots.
Right. Well, I look forward to that, and I'll see you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.